Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I've been working on upgrading some of my mortar props for the 81mm mortar display because I've got some problems, and today we're going to go over what them problems were and how I've gone about fixing them. So instead of having nasty looking shells like this with broken fins, we've got some nice new parts ready for priming. Okay then, so what we got going on here? I need to do a few displays of my 81mm mortar this year, but my shells have had a hard life. This is what they should look like in good condition. If I hold it up to the screen, hopefully that'll focus in for you. You see, they're pretty good, but the problem I've got is that the fins that they're made out of, or what the fins are made out of, is crap, and they're extremely old and brittle. So as you can see here, they're just falling apart. This one you see is cracked to pieces. I got 10 of these shells, 4 of them had no fins at all. Half of the other ones were completely broken, so that's no good on a display really, so I needed to get that sorted out. So I'm just going to quickly go over the process of what I had to do to fix the problem, because you can't just pick up more of these fins. These shells are ancient. I don't even know where they came from. They're really old. The guy that made them probably isn't even alive anymore. They're that old. So I had to come up with a solution. This is what they basically look like, and this is how I got them. So they're out of an old resin before 3D printers existed. That's like a cast resin you put in a mould, and they separate, so the fuse will come off. If I quickly unwind that, just like a real one, and also the fins will come off just like a real one, and the threads are even the same as a real shell. And I know that because here we have an original shell. This is one of the longer ones. Unfortunately I have no fins for it, so that's another future problem. If I get this old one off the short shell and actually line it up properly, there we go. You see that'll thread into there fine. So I know that the fins have got the right threads for real shells, which is a good help because it means I can get one sorted for this at a later date. But the problem is that the old fins out of this old cast resin, they're very brittle. These are ancient. I hate to think how old they are. But if I hold this up to the camera, I hope you can see that that's completely knackered. So I got 10 shells. 4 of them I don't think have got fins at all. Half of the other 6 are bust up like this with either cracks or completely missing sections. So that all needs to be replaced. And also the fuses, they're quite nice, but they don't want to be this black colour, so we're going to get them repainted. So today we're just going to go over the process of upgrading my little mock shells from this to this. The process of finding and creating new fins, because they don't just grow on trees. How I did that. Hopefully that will help you guys out if any of you need to. And I just thought that would be an interesting little video to show some of the ridiculous amount of time that was spent into simply doing this to one of these mock shells, or 10 to be more precise. So let's quickly go over what I did. So originally the plan was to get a set of original mortar fins and then hopefully take them to a local engineer in place and see if they could get them cloned. But that wasn't something that happened. I couldn't get hold of a shell, and I took these in instead, and none of the local places around me could do it, and the ones that could would only do the middle. They couldn't do the fins, and they would cost an absolute fortune, so that was out of the window. Then I had a bit of a discovery. So I do model painting and stuff as well, and I tried some 3D printed models and got a whole load of stuff, and I was really impressed with how they come out. And whilst I was searching on 3D printed model stuff, I just thought, hang on, they might do some World War II things. So I searched and I found a file for the long and the short 81mm mortar shells, a complete kit. You have to pay for the file, download it, and that comes in different components. So obviously you had a fuse, a body, and then the fins, and this is the result. So this here is a 3D print that I had done for me, and it shows you this is what the actual file is. And you see it's a nice set of fins, but it doesn't have any threads, it's just the hexagonal bit. And how the model works is the shell has a hexagonal gap at the top and the bottom, so that would just insert and glue it on, and the same for the fuse, which obviously is no good to put in a real shell. But I have a chap who I contact when I want things 3D printed, and I sent him over the file, and he sent out a couple of test prints in this thick green resin. And you see that's a bit odd there, just to see if they would fit the bill and what the scale and everything was. And if you get them with the shell, this is one of the shells with all the stuff, you can see that it's about the right size. Well, it is the right size, you just need to deal with the fact that you can't actually attach it to the shell. So we went through a couple of processes. I found a file online where you can make basically any bolt or nut at any thread and sides that you need, and I found the right thread. I got a little tool, measured the thread inside the shell, and sent it over to him, a little STL file of just the stump of the thread, which is basically what I'm showing you now. You see on the end of there, the threaded part is what I designed on this file, and that's the same thread as the actual original shells. So he cut the hexagon off the top of the STL file for the fin for me, merged that with the thread. We did a couple of tests that took a little while to get just right, and one of the problems I had is some of the resin would swell, so even though it was the right thread size, when you went to use it, it actually wasn't, because it was so big. So I had to buy the little die, or source the right size and everything, buy the little die, that was about £20, so that I could go over all of the shells, or all over the fins I should say, and cut the threads to the right size. So the result of all that work is that you end up with a set of fins like this. We've skipped to the feature a bit now because this took me a few days to make this video, with a nice set of threads on the end. If I get one of my shells, sometimes takes a little bit to get it squared up initially, but you can see here that's screwing in ever so easily, and there we are, and that's the end result. So I've got the fins all painted up now, and I've also repainted the fuses. So here's one of the fuses off these shells, now that it's had a nice little paint job. You can see that's nice and shiny. And what I did is I took the original fuse off the long original shell I got, and I had a trip to Halfords to see if I could colour match them. If I hold them both up to the camera for you, I tried to colour match the top section here where it's not corroded, and I think that's pretty close. Maybe could have gone one shade darker, but that's fairly good. So that sorted out getting the correct colours. And again, once you get your shell, screw your fuse onto it like that. This is the end result of all of that messing around. So yeah, that's looking pretty nice. The bodies are okay, some of them need a little bit of paint touch up, but I think these fuses and fins have come out awesome. But you see there at the bottom there's a hole for where the shotgun primer would have been. So the plan is to embed some used blanks in there once they've been fired off, and finish that little detail, and also possibly paint little details like the screw here, which should be like a gold colour. I'm judging everything off the original fuse, so if I bring this up to the camera for you, you can see that that screw's got a bit of a goldy colour to it, so we'll sort that out. So there you have it, 10 lovely reproduction mortar shells, all ready to be used on display. Not quite finished yet, but we'll add the little details as time goes on. I'll probably drill out a little bit at the bottom to get them shotgun blanks to fit in there nicely without it being sticking out or causing problems. So a little bit of work to do, but these are perfectly good to use on display now. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope this might help some of you guys. I'd love to share the modified STL file that I've had made so that you guys can just print out these fins if you need them, but unfortunately the base file I can't share. That's not my work. The person charges money for them, so I can't really be selling a modified version of his or giving away, more to the point, a modified version of his. And also Sam, the chap who does my printing for him, put the work into adding the threads and everything to that for me, so I can't really be giving that away. But if you need any fins like this, also for the 60mm shells, if you go on Maker's Cult, the STL file website, you just type in 81mm or 60mm US mortar shells, and that will come up, you'll see it straight away because you'll recognise the fins with the little hexagonal rod sticking out the end of it. So that's it for this video. I just thought I'd show you the ridiculously long-winded process that's taken me to get these little replica shells ready for display. This has took me about a year. I know that sounds strange, but in between doing everything else and trying to sort parts and going back and forth with the printer and everything to get the right models, then yeah, it probably took about a year to get these damn things sorted out. So at least they finally work, and now I can just get some spare ones printed, because these will inevitably get dropped and snap fins and stuff like that. So I'm going to get some spares printed. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's helped some of you that might be trying to do a similar sort of display. Any questions or anything relating to it or comments, please leave down below, and add me a subscription if this is any help to you at all, even if it's just me stammering my words, giving you a bit of entertainment. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.